Welcome to this episode of Life with Perimatics. My name is Perimatics, and today we are going to be talking about the ways of money for newbies.
When someone has been broke for a very long time, or that was born broke, you were very poor, you were struggling, you were on the streets. When you finally become successful or become popular or become known or come into money that you have never come into in your life, maybe suddenly, the truth is that the first thing in your mind is not to save. Let's say you come into sudden money, things like maybe a jackpot, you want a jackpot, or you want some money in betting, or someone blessed you with a lot of money, or like in the case of some people, you all of a sudden you became an internet sensation because somebody else took you under their wings or gave you exposure. You know the way someone who is a celebrity shines their light on your case. Maybe a celebrity or a popular person pays attention to you and showcases you basically on their platform, and all of a sudden you become a sensation, you become popular, and then that popularity comes with some financial incentives and you come into a lot of money. The truth is that the first thing that you want to do when that amount of money, maybe like ₦1 million, 10 million, 200 million, maybe $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, when that kind of money comes into your life, that literally changes your life, the kind of money you have never seen or touched, or nobody in your family has ever come in contact with. When those kind of money come into your life, the least thing you are thinking is saving. It might be there behind your head that, I need to save money. But the truth is, you might never get to that point. And I'm speaking this thing from a place of experience. Many times, what you are thinking about is not saving. Even for the most judicious persons who have prepared and planned and read books, and even for the most stingy person, what you are thinking when that kind of money comes into your life, it's not how to save at the time. It's catching up on responsibilities, catching up on the social credit that has kept you alive up till that point, catching up on the things you wanted to do for your parents, your mom or your dad, or whoever that has been your biggest backbone and biggest support up till that point. That's where your mind goes to. Catching up on your responsibility to your siblings as an African. As an African, you want to catch up on your responsibility to your siblings or to your cousins. Those are the things that come to your mind. So all the social debts that you have, catching up, trying to be a give back to the people who have been there for you. Give back to maybe the mama put on your street who always gave you food or allowed you to come and eat on credit in the days you didn't have money. Things like that. So those are the things that are on your mind, because after it dawns on you that you have come into certain amount of money, what kicks in is a sense of wanting to give back and support those. Because the truth is, as someone who has been poor, everybody that is your acquaintance are poor. Everybody that is your acquaintance at that point are poor people, are struggling people. So by default, you would want to begin to see how you can pull them up. Unfortunately, that's what happens. But the truth is, that is not what you're supposed to be doing at that time. Because you yourself, you have not stood on your two legs. That you have cash doesn't mean that you are wealthy. That you have cash doesn't mean you're wealthy. But the thing is that what we always do at that point is to begin to want to pull, give back, support other people, forgetting that the money you have is a definite quantity, meaning that each time you remove from it, it's depleting. So each time you remove from it, it's depleting. Each time it's not in an infinite quantity. And so it's always a default thing that we default to, which is the reason why when people come into that kind of prosperity or wealth or money, not wealth or money, let's not use the word wealth, because wealth means that your money is now producing money. But when people come into that type of money, what mostly happens is that before they know it, they have run out of it. And this is the case for musicians who blow, like we say in Nigeria, or who become sensational, become popular, become the rave of the moment, and they are getting shows and money is coming from left, right, and center. Because you have been on the ground for too long, everybody associated with you at the time are all broke, poor people who are struggling with their life. So your default is to want to pull your tribe along. Your default is, I want to pull my tribe along. But the truth is, that is the last thing you should be doing. What you should be thinking about is, how do I keep away some? How do I replicate this? But the truth is, it's not what we're thinking at that time. What you're thinking about is how now I've come. How can I give back, pay back, pull up, support those who have been there with me? And that is what happens. Which is why we should give people multiple chances at success. Because you see, that first failure, it always happens. It's a constant. Go and ask anybody who have become successful, who is now successful. Their first 1 million naira or $1 million or $10,000 or 10 million naira, that's their first one. Almost all the time, they can categorically say, this is how I spent every dime. If somebody was poor and broke their entire life, and at some point in their life they come into money, either because they won some title, won some competition, got a jackpot, somebody supported them and gave them a huge amount of money. Once that money comes in like that an amount of money you have never touched or experienced comes in at once like that in your life, there is a probability that you are going to blow it. And sometimes it's not out of reckless living, it's just basically paying back social credit, social debt. It's mostly always paying back social debt. Always. Black tax. That's always it. And this is for the most judicious person. The truth is, for other people, is literally trying to catch up on everything you've missed out on. The car that you have never driven all your life till that point, the type of food or the type of whatever you have never experienced. For the wayward people, in quote, or in fact the truth is, for the regular Joe, they want to catch up on everything they hadn't experienced. They want to buy the latest clothes. They want to buy the latest shoe. They want to pimp up their house, move out from the rundown apartment they were living to somewhere more elevated. It's about catching up. That first money is always about catching up. I remember the first 500K that I was given, the 500,000, the first 500,000 buck I was given. As judicious as I was at that time, half of it went to me moving out of the shared one room that I was sharing with one of my friends in his mother's house to go and rent my own apartment, my own one room, self-contained, one bedroom. Half of that money went to me relocating from where I was sharing one room with like 3-4 boys to go and live on my own. Half of that money. The remaining half went to me really eat food, get some clothes, buy things I felt I needed for the work I was doing at that time. But the truth is, before I knew it, that money had finished. And yeah, a lot of it went to social credit. The people that had helped me. Because the truth is, the people who have helped you in the past, when they hear that you have that kind of money, they want to come and collect. They want to come and collect. People who borrowed you money, they want to come and collect. People who bought you food, but they want to come and collect at that point. They want to come and collect. Which is why the people around you determine how your life is going to turn out. If you have a lot of poor people around you, they're going to drag you down poor. This is not saying that you should not give to the poor or be among poor people, but the truth is that if you keep maintaining that circle, they're going to just suck you down. You look like the people you hang out with. You smell like the people you hang out with. Unfortunately, that is life. So you got to learn how to say no especially if you're coming from a poor background. The first thing you have to be thinking about is, how do I sustain this? How do I put money away? How do I put money into something that will yield money back for me so that I can now have extra that I can now use? And it's something that's going to happen for over a long time. And it's also a learning process, because the truth is, money, the ways of money is learnt. You have to learn it. And it's an experiential type of learning. It's not something you read in books. You can read books. One thing is for you to read a book, another thing is for you to practice what you have read. And it's like an experiment. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. Then you learn from those mistakes. And then you begin to become better and better. You begin to learn how to say no to some things and say yes to some things. And saying yes is saying yes to removing money, because the truth is, investment is an interesting thing, because when you come into money, you want to be seeing it. When you come into a lot of money and they say this money is your own, you want to be seeing it. You want to make sure that it's at arm's length. It's always with you. But investment is you putting money away into something that you hope is going to yield something back for you. Many times that is not what someone who just came into money wants to do. Because insecurity is coming. Once that thing comes into your life, insecurity is coming. You begin to be fearful, because you have tested a level of life. You have eaten fine food. Maybe you've never tested juice or wine in your life. Now you have been able to test. You have tested some things, and now you don't want to let go. You don't want those things to elude you. So because of that, you want to make sure that your money is always around you. But the thing is, the way money works is that you have to let it go into a valuable, fruit-bearing journey so that it can come back to you with interest. So we need to give people multiple chances at success. We need to give people multiple opportunities. We need to allow people to make mistakes, especially when we want to raise them. But above all, make sure you are standing with your two legs before you begin to want to help or support other people. Make sure that where what you want to give out is coming from, it's multiplying there. Until then, just say no, or give as little as you can. Many times, someone I know will come to ask me money. The first thing I used to ask myself when someone, when I was struggling, come to ask me, first thing I want to ask myself is, this money they want me to give them, can they pay me back? Can they pay me back? If they don't pay me back, would that hurt me? How would it make me? That's the first question I ask myself. And if I feel that the money that they are asking me for is something I can't let go at the moment and forget it, it's something that I can't let go, and maybe they are trying to borrow it. In fact, most of the times they will say, borrow me. But that money they're trying to borrow you, the question is, do you think they can pay you back? If you lose that money, will it hurt the relationship? That's one question you have to ask yourself. And if the answer is no, don't give them that money. Tell them that you can't afford to give them that money, that you don't have it at the moment. But you can now maybe take what you can let go of and give them, and tell them, this is what I can do at this time. Because if you give out of emotion, money is not emotional. Money is not emotional. Money is by principle. Money is by principle. Money is not emotional. Money is a principled instrument. Money is a law-abiding instrument. It has laws. So in order not to hurt your relationship, if what the person is asking you can't give them, or you know that if you give it to them and if they don't give it back to you, that is going to hurt you, it's going to hurt you badly, don't give it. Don't give it. Give a portion of it and say, oh, this is what I can give at the moment, and move on. If they pay you back, fine. If they don't, you know that you took that decision. So let's give people multiple chances at success. But before you give people multiple chances at success, make sure that you're standing on your own. But what I mean is, when someone comes into sudden or instantaneous prosperity and popularity, or prosperity or money, and they now lose it all, let's not judge them, because the truth is that is the process, that is the pathway. Because everybody has social debt that they need to pay, especially if you're coming from the ground, if you're coming from the grassroots, if you're coming from the ghettos, if you're coming from struggle. There's a lot of credit, a lot. All right, guys. Thank you for listening and have a great day. Bye.